Welcome you back to Black Side Tonight. We're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather in a video defending Kyrie Irving for not taking the jab. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Floyd Mayweather in a video is the most high-profile athlete to come out and defend Kyrie Irving choice not to take the jab. In his video, Floyd Mayweather said, basically, it's his body, his choice. The same thing the feminists would say about themselves when it comes to abortion. But it seems like with this jab, there is no choice. Either you take it, you don't work, you don't eat. One good thing for Kyrie Irving is he is a rich man, or worth more than $100 million, and he doesn't have to worry about money. But there's so many Americans that you see out there protesting, from the police department, city workers, factory workers, those who refuse to put something in their body that they feel has not gone through the proper protocols before given out as a vaccine. Kyrie Irving is standing up like a man. Most professional athletes today that you have seen on the news have bended the knee. You have seen Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, and so many others ridicule Kyrie Irving for not taking the jab. But that's his choice. That's his choice as a man. That's his choice as a father, and what he decides that his family should take when it comes to health care. But those that you hear about in the news, like those athletes you mentioned, but I'm going to mention some commentators like Stephen A. Smith, Jamel Hill, Joy Reid, those who have criticized Kyrie Irving. Now you should all know who's part of the establishment, who's on the plantation. Because the master calls out his best slaves, his best house Negroes when it comes to his most important issues. So they all had to show their face in the public. Black people have to understand, because you see someone who's worth $200 million, and they may be your favorite athlete, actor, entertainer, doesn't mean that they're for you or that they work for you. Have you noticed you haven't heard any of those same entertainers or athletes say anything negative about Joe Biden and the country is basically falling apart? But those same entertainers, athletes, were told, you better go out there and complain about Donald Trump. We're in worse condition than we have ever been in, but they haven't been given the permission by their masters. And see, someone like Floyd Mayweather, who is a self-owned businessman, they can't tell Floyd what to do. Floyd didn't work for anybody but himself. That's why it's so important for us to be self-reliant on each other, so we don't have to have these powers that be, this establishment, these slave masters, tell us what we should and should not take, and what we should and should not say. And that goes for black and white people. Because right now, they're going after everyone. This is nothing but a power play to take control of American society. This is how you bring socialism in. You force people to do what they would normally not do. You create a society in which everything is falling apart. So when everything falls apart, what happens? you can bring in a whole new government, a whole new system. And that's what they're trying to do. So Kyrie Irving, the only NBA player not playing, is making a stand. Floyd is making a stand. The American people are making a stand. And black people across this country are making a stand against this so-called mandate, which is really nothing but someone pointing a weapon at you, basically saying if you don't take it, you're not going to eat. You remember what the Bible says. If you don't take the mark, you will not be able to buy or sell. And it kind of sounds like that right now. So I'm glad that Floyd Mayweather has decided to take a stand, because it may hurt him business-wise. It may not. Because Kyrie Irving do need support from his friends and family in professional sports. But they're terrified. They're terrified of the woke crowd. They're terrified of the liberal media, the so-called liberal media that's supposed to be on black people's side, until they rebel and say, I'm not taking the jab. All of a sudden, Kyrie's the enemy. Nicki Minaj is the enemy. And most black people in entertainment don't want to be the enemy, because if they do that, they won't be able to have any shows, won't be able to make any money. But that shows you not many of those that you feel as though are fighting for you are not willing to make the sacrifice when it comes to the bottom line, when it comes to the dollar. See, it was easy for them to go out there with Black Lives Matter and march the streets. It was easy for them to get on TV and talk about racism, because their slave, their masters, gave them permission to do so, because that was part of the formula to get Joe Biden in office. But now that he's there, now that he's making everybody take the jab, you hear nothing from them same people who went against President Trump. Do we stand for freedom? Do we stand for the right to choose? Or do we not? It seems like our government doesn't want you to choose anything but the jab. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.